What kind of challenges do you face when it comes to listing on these portals?
One of the biggest thing we notice is attention span of a consumer on that product is only for about maximum about 10 seconds. As an entrepreneur, you can't. You have responsibilities. You have a lot of responsibilities. You have people looking up to you. You can't do that. You have to get up. You have to learn. You have to learn from your failures and setbacks and start walking again. So resilience is something I would say, risk taking and resilience and persistence is very, very important.
I choose progress over perfection.
The progress is something which takes you towards you take that journey, you take that deeper faith in life and you learn every day. That is what I'm looking. That is what it means and that is what I look at. Everything is all about tech. Where was Gemini? Where was ChatGPT back then when we were struggling to find the right words?
So you are a D2C brand, but you've also listed on Amazon and Flipkart, right?
Yes.
So what do you see? When you see sort of traffic coming in or you see consumers, what kind of challenges do you face when it comes to listing on these portals? How do you sort of list on top, and what kind of challenges do you see there?
So honestly, with the technology, the way we are, where we are with the technology, listing is not a challenge at all. It is no challenge at all.
Once you are listed, coming on top of the search results.
It's your product. Your product gets you there. Your product will get you there. Nothing else. It's your product. Your ratings, your reviews will get you there. The more ratings and better ranking you get, you're on the top. Thankfully, it's very clean and clear in India right now, that ways. Your ranking and your reviews get you there. As simple as that. But yes, the challenges are of course there. Every day there's a fight. The moment you get a bad review, you're fighting for it. Ye bad review kyun aaya hai? You on your team, kya kara? What went wrong? Late kyun kara? Product kyun nahi theek tha? Theek se pack kyun nahi tha? Customer ne ye problem bol raha hai. So it's a constant cycle. It's a vicious circle. It's a constant cycle of innovating.
Right.
You have to be very innovative, and that's the constant cycle we are at right now. Another challenge is how do you convey about your product, because there's no touch and feel. It's not brick and mortar, it's e-commerce, right? So your product, how do you convince that consumer? There are not one, there are 10,000 agarbattis there are 10,000 dhoop sticks there, 10,000 samrani cups there. How do you make sure that the consumer buys it? What is it that what kind of keywords to be used, what kind of content should be out there? Like you said, we were talking क्या आप धुएं का ध्यान रख रहे हैं? So how it should be there. What are you giving? What is that little extra you're getting there? And all those things which I spoke about, the Gen Zs are talking about, gender equality, conscious buying, and how it should be done. All of that communication should be there, but in a very crisp way. So you have to keep innovating कि वो कैसे करें, how to make it smaller, easier, and pleasingly appealing. It should be pleasant, it should be aesthetically rich for them to look at and then decide to buy. And you have a window of one of the biggest thing we notice is attention span of a consumer on that product is only for about maximum about 10 seconds. और आपको 2 सेकंड में उनका अटेंशन लाना है उस पे, और बाकी 5 सेकंड में उनको आपको कन्विंस करना है कि वो प्रोडक्ट खरीद लें. So those are the challenges we face, and those are the challenges and problems we're trying to curtail.
Okay, lovely. So across different brands that you've worked for, you would have led different teams, or you would have worked with a lot of different people from different departments, or even if it was your own team. What are some of the skills that you noticed in a high potential candidate, or someone who you would really enjoy working with?
Someone who I would really enjoy with. Sincerity, most importantly. Sincerity. I've had I've been lucky where I've always been part of the teams where I had to set up the departments. I don't know, at very young age, I've always been to the roles where I had to set up departments. That became my skill set also, setting up. So I had different, I wouldn't take names or whatever, but I came across different people. There have been people who didn't know jack shit about what they're doing. But they were so hardworking, like from being, from asking them to leave to for the person being on PIP to change the whole thing for themselves and become to that extent that every team would want a person like that.
Wow.
So that's the kind of hard work and sincerity the people have. Some people have. That's something I really look at. Willingness to learn, willingness to adapt. Adapt is very, very important. And like I said before, solution oriented, problem solver. Nobody appreciates a person in the team who always comes with a problem. They would say, ye problem ho gaya, ye problem ho gaya. You appreciate the person who comes to you and says, ye problem tha, but मैंने कर दिया या ये हो सकता है.
Right.
That is what you like, and that's exactly what I look for in my team. It's like, you take the punches, you're ready to take the punches, but turn every challenge into an opportunity. That is what we look at.
And today, in an age of technology, what kind of tech do you see yourself using most frequently? I'm not talking about say something really cutting edge or something which is very advanced, but again in a space which has always been very traditional, उसमें अभी क्या changes आए हैं, and somebody who would be selling say puja items 20 years back to now where you are, what sort of difference do you see? What kind of tools are you using?
I think the entire brand is based on tech. Everything is all about tech. Sometimes I feel like, ये 15 साल पहले कहाँ था, ये 10 years 10 साल पहले कहाँ था, when I was struggling to write content. Where was Gemini, where was ChatGPT back then, when we are struggling to find the right words, the right vocabulary. So for every domain which we're using different techs, we're using different technology, tech spaces and everything, like for inventory management, for images, for everything we're using something or the other. But I'll be very honest, tech is great, technology is great, but it's like a double-sided sword. It can cut you both ways if not managed well.
Right.
So you have to understand the differentiation, like कहाँ पे use करना चाहिए और कितना use करना चाहिए. So yeah, but we're using tech for everything, from our inventories, from our content, to our pictures. A lot of pictures are also AI generated. It is solving a lot of problems for you. A lot of problems. Like, you would struggle. Like one shoot, which would cost me about 8 to 10 lakh rupees.
Product shoots cost a lot, yes.
They cost you about 8 to 10 lakh rupees.
Yes.
I can do it AI generated. Of course, वो पता चलता है AI generated, but sometimes
But
you get away
helps,
with
at
it.
least you can
Yes.
grow the brand frugally at some time.
Exactly. Sometimes when you're in a corporate, you have access to a lot. When you're working with a corporate, you have access to a lot of resources and a lot of finances and everything. But when you're an entrepreneur, you don't. It's, you just don't have that. You don't have that mind.
Right.
So at that time, you learn what to use, how to use, and this is exactly what we're learning right now, how to use tech in a way where you're spending less and making more output, giving more output.
And there would have been a lot of things when you started that you did on your own, right? Even now, there could be things that you are doing on your own, getting your own hands dirty, because of course hiring a resource for a lot of things would cost a lot. So what are some of the things which you are still doing on your own?
What are some of the things which I'm still doing my own? I'm doing so much.
Lovely.
That's a question I think one should ask my co-founder. So Saurav will tell you, जब Amazon के FBA में इन्वेंट्री खत्म हो जाती है तो मैं अपने घर से पैक करके भेज रहा था. That was hilarious. Like, when he sent me a picture and he was packing, I was like, what just happened? What are you doing? And he's like, I'm packing. Amazon की FBA की इन्वेंट्री खत्म हो गई and we can't go to 0 orders. So yeah, and with me, I'm doing sourcing my products. I always used to do it, but we always had a team to do a lot of these things, content, this, that, and everything. I'm doing sourcing, I'm doing content writing, I'm evaluating, I'm doing everything on my own right now, making those marketing decisions and everything, for which you always had teams, you always had people in your team doing it.
So what is the difference in the mindset when somebody is working in the corporate and when the vision is to climb up the corporate ladder? So there's a certain skill set that is required for that, and then there is a certain skill set that is required for managing your own brand, managing a company that you have started, and ensuring that you grow as a company. So what are so in these two worlds, success could mean two different things. So what are the skill sets that are required for both of these worlds?
I would say something very, very important is risk taking capacity. As an entrepreneur, when you're taking risk, I always felt when I was in corporate that whenever I've worked in a company, my business has been my business. I've been so close to it, it's been like my business. But somewhere, it was always, I was very passionate about my work, very passionate about my team, my numbers, I would run my business like I was running my own business. Wouldn't want to pay that 2 rupee extra to the vendor also, because that 2 rupee would result into like a 2 crore or something like that. And I would feel very proud about that. Till the time I did my own brands. When I started working on that, that's when I realized I always had somewhere that cushion I always had. I had my own car. They're backing it up. You always had the might, of the companies. You had the resources, you had the finances. As an entrepreneur, those risks, you have to have that capability of taking the risk, and you need to think about it, because corporate में आपको शायद इतना रिस्क नहीं लेना पड़ता. वो फ्रेमवर्क आपको दिया जाता है, आपको दिया जाता है. यहाँ पे वो नहीं होता, वो आपका, यहाँ पे ये आपका है सब कुछ. You putting your everything into it. So risk is one thing, and one of the biggest, most important thing is learning from your failures and challenges and walking back again. That is something extremely important. As an entrepreneur, you need to understand that you will always face a setback, probably something which you were really looking at doing and you didn't achieve it. You failed, but you don't have corporate छुट्टी ले ली, 2 दिन बैठ गए, रो लिए, हो गया. As an entrepreneur, you can't. You have responsibilities. You have a lot of responsibilities. You have people looking up to you. You can't do that. You have to get up. You have to learn. You have to learn from your failures and setbacks and start walking again. So resilience is something, I would say, risk taking and resilience and persistence is very, very important. These are the two things. Baki, obviously, there are a lot of things in the bucket. You would talk about innovation. You would talk about a lot of other things, but most importantly, risk taking and resilience.
Perfect. And you did your executive MBA from IIM Bangalore,
yes.
right? So what was, when did you do that?
2011.
2011. And at that time, were you working with any brand?
No, not that time.
No. And why did you decide to do an executive MBA?
So the whole idea was like, somewhere you always feel that, ये नहीं हो पा रहा है. A lot of things were not happening. You wouldn't understand decisions, why they were happening. And that's why it was a conscious call to learn all of these things. कैसे होना है, क्या करना है, what are the reasons, what are the financial reasons, what are the, as a leader, how it should go by and everything. You just
understanding the bigger picture.
Yes.
Sometimes you are part of the whole cogwheel.
Correct.
और आपको समझ नहीं आता कि अच्छा मैं ये कर रही हूँ तो how is it impacting the bigger picture?
Yes. These are certain things.
Okay. And you were in a managerial position at most of these
Yes,
brands, right?
always, yeah.
And you would have seen fellow MBAs were there with you.
Yes.
So at that time, even though they'd done an MBA, which I believe in a lot of senses is common sense. I mean, a lot of times it is common sense. Did you think that even though you did not have an MBA at that time, you could do certain things differently or even better than, someone who's maybe done an MBA?
See, honestly, so I did a certified program basically. And these certified programs also, they gave you a lot of understanding of how things work in terms of if you're leading a team, how does it work? If you, social media, like I remember we had a course which is all about social media and all of those things. So yeah, you're right. Somewhere I felt like, शायद मुझे उनसे कम पता है, but there were common sense, so certain questions and everything. When you come from I would say in a better way, which is a lot of decisions when I did my work, when I was working in the categories, and when I was doing running the show, running the business, certain decisions didn't make sense at that time. But when you were probably in a class and you were seeing things, you could make those decisions better. You could understand कि ये अगर problem था तो हम इस तरीके से solve कर सकते थे. That is what it helped.
Alright, so your WhatsApp status says, I choose progress over perfection. What does that mean?
So choosing progress over perfection. Basically, I'm not, it's something related to me as a person. I'm not looking at someone who's picture perfect, who knows exactly क्या करना है, क्या नहीं, क्या करना है. I would like to be the person who's taking little baby steps every day and learning. Progress is something which takes you there. When you're perfect, you exactly know क्या हो रहा है, क्या. You feel कि आपको तो सब पता ही है, you're perfect. But progress is something which takes you towards you take that journey, you take that deeper faith in life, and you learn every day. That is what I'm looking. That is what it means, and that is what I look at.
Amazing. Asha, do you have a workplace setup or an office setup, or do you all work from home?
So right now we call it floating office. So that is what we have right now. We're very and we don't intend to have the office space for quite some time. Obviously because of finances also, but more importantly as a theory. I feel like, there's so many, with COVID coming in, it changed that for everyone. You always felt कि physical space में होगे तो कभी काम होएगा ही नहीं. But it changed. So right now, we have different people in our team, and they're in different geographies.
Right.
We have somebody who's helping us from Germany. We have someone who is in Bangalore. We have someone who's in Delhi. We have someone in Noida, Gurgaon, different places. And we just wanted to make it easier for everyone.
Right.
We did take a vote from everyone, like, do you want an office space? A lot of people said yes, a lot of people said no also. But we thought, let's take a conscious call, floating office karte hain, save up on that cost. We call ourselves the new aged brand. When you're a new age brand, then figure those concepts out also as well.
Right.
So yeah, that was the whole idea of not having a physical space and having floating office. I kind of learned it from my brother. My brother has his own marketing agency called Sushi Studio. And they have a floating office. And
a floating office means you get together sometimes
everyone
wherever.
works in different geographies, different spaces. And you get together once in a year if you want to, and do like an off-site sort of a thing. My brother, like I said, the idea came in from there. Very interesting. They don't have people only in this country. They have people in different places. They have somebody working with them from Russia. They have someone working for them from Portugal. So it's amazing. And that's why we learned it. And he's like, I'm saving up on so much cost.
Exactly.
And as a business, it made sense because you are आपके जो resources हैं वो आपकी cost बहुत बच रही थी. And that's what we understood, and that's what we consciously decided, let's go at that route. वो पैसे बचाएंगे ना, like it should show in our P&L.
A lot of bigger brands learned it the hard way, and later on, we also at Witty started in 2018, much before COVID, and we were always floating or remote, and everyone from everywhere across India and even Nepal was a part of our team. And later on, we saw that a lot of bigger brands learned it the hard way, that they had to lease out such big areas and then pay the rent for them, and then later on they started sort of vacating those spaces and putting them out for rent. And still now a lot of these organizations are wondering on what to do with such a big space that they've rented
hiring
out.
Talent becomes easier.
Yeah, hiring talent becomes much more easier.
Right? I remember like 3 years back, I was asked to interview a girl who was based out of Chennai. And I was like, Chennai? Sorry, not 3 years back, even before that. Before COVID. This is before COVID. And my HR was like, करके तो देखो. Maybe हम South में जब brand करेंगे तब कर लेंगे. मुझे इसका profile बहुत अच्छा लगा. And I was like, yeah, don't waste my time. But she was like, no, just interview her. I interviewed her. Exceptionally great talent. Loved her.
Amazing.
Couldn't get her on board.
just because she couldn't travel.
She couldn't come to Chennai.
Yeah.
She couldn't
She
come
couldn't
from
come to
Chennai to
Delhi.
Delhi. She couldn't come to Delhi. And now, how I wish, that myth. That was a myth. That bubble was bursted after COVID. That zaruri nahi hai.
So all you
लेकिन वो
need is
फिर-
finally a laptop.
Exactly.
And a small working space for yourself in your own home.
Exactly. But, again, it depends on the culture of the company, the work environment as well.
Right.
You've been part of the companies also where they felt that 9 to 9 करना बहुत ज़रूरी है.
Right,
आपको अपने 8 hours 10 घंटे करना बहुत ज़रूरी है. That's also a stereotype. Like, like 10 घंटे में आप employees से काम कराना ही चाहते हो. For all the employee is only working for those 2 hours and those another 8 hours, what he is doing, you don't care.
Yeah.
But with these kind of things, sometimes you give that flexibility to the employee to do a lot of other things as well. So that stereotype was broken. I'm sure all of us have been part of the companies where we had to punch in, punch out.
Yeah. I'm hoping, after back to office coming to play, abhi bhi companies should realize that maybe hybrid is the way to go. And of course, office culture is also important in some senses, but sometimes
It is.
it's just about the culture that you are building, and sometimes you just give the flexibility and things become much more easier for everyone.
True. Very true. Yeah, so like I said, hybrid is the new way also now. Floating offices, hybrids. We hear so many new terms from these millennials now. So many new things. Every day is a new learning.
Great. All right. So wrapping up, one tip that you'd like to give to a 20-year-old who's just starting out?
I would say persistence. Keep doing what you believe in. Have faith in what you're doing and keep doing it. Keep doing it. Be sincere about it, and fortune will be yours.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much,
Thanks a
Mona.
lot, Shruti,
Thank
for
you
being
for
at
having
this
me.
podcast.
Thank you.